back out in the shop. So, starting to get cold around here. Starting to figure out a winter project. I was going to build this go-kart for the wife, but I sold the go-kart frame. It was like a mid-90s actual racing cart. But we bought a side-by-side, whatever. So, I've had this Hydro, this Wheel Horse Hydro, sitting in the weeds for, I don't know, probably 8 months now. And I wanted to build a Hydro just as a fun little, whatever, little crawler. I know you can't get a ton of speed out of them, but that's okay because the kids or the wife could jump on it or something, to that nature. So finally I said, well, there's a bunch of parts missing on the Hydro setup for the forward and reverse control. It has a slide system on the front of the trans that a bunch of those cam parts are missing. And when I started looking up the parts, either buy another rear end for $200 or the parts themselves started becoming, too expensive from what I wanted to buy, even on like eBay. Excuse me. So I was talking to Creepy Crawler about his 520 that he has. And he had mentioned that he had a frame, probably a early mid 90s 520, Wheel Horse 520 frame with rear, with the Hydro rear end, and that he would sell me. And I bought that, and it included hubs on the back, so I'm pretty excited about it. So we're out in the shop. I'm gathering up parts. So because I only have the frame and the rear, I am going to combine a mid-90s C20, 520, with a 1975 C160 Hydro. So with that said, I got a bunch of parts in here. So I got them scattered all over. So this guy right here, okay, is the 520 frame. As you can see, there's no front end. I got a front axle. I think I got all the parts to put on here. The frames are all the same. This one had a hydraulic lift. I'm going to yank all that off there. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I can sell it. Somebody will probably buy it. It's got the control on it. Sweet. What I was concerned about, it's got all the brake stuff in here to control this. Right? This is the cam for your forward and reverse on these ones, which is this guy. So I haven't decided yet. I could probably just use that instead of this, but I'm going to build this with a teetering foot pedal on it. So it'll be like an L. So your toe will hit the L for forward, and then you bring your foot back and hit the back side of it for reverse. Anyway, so this is in really good shape. Came with the hubs. I think I threw them an extra, whatever it was. Brake looks in good shape. The overall it's in good shape. Of course, it's another 20 years newer than the other parts I'm going to use. So that's going to be the basic frame. It's got the footboard. It's got the brake pedal. It's got all the brake setup, rear end. I'm going to tie to that with my forward reverse. Whatever. So that's the 520. So I got the front axle sitting there. I got the front axle out of the Charlie horse because I put the swap. So this guy here is a 1975 C160 Hydro. So it's an older style Hydro, way smaller pump. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't know too much about them. Down in here, this goes side to side for your forward reverse, but there was supposed to be a cam plate in here that slid that did that, and all those parts are, I don't want to find them. So this has also got a rear end in it. So basically I'm going to use, however this is going to work out, either that rear end in this frame or all the other garbage, which would probably be easier putting the tower on this frame somehow. It's going to be a little bit different setup with them centerpieces, but I can figure that out, whether I got to cut it down or whatever. But this has got a rear end in it too. I'll probably pull it. I'll sell it in case somebody wants to buy it. and then you want to screw with it, whatever. So basically I'm going to combine. So I think this one's also got the lift cylinder in it too, if anybody needs that. This has got steering parts as far as steering wheel and the gearing. So I'm going to combine this frame with that frame, and we're gonna make it happen. So this is the hood. This is the hood off the 160. That's the seat pan and fenders. There's an old bumper thing that I'm going to make into either a rear bumper or front bumper. I haven't decided. So this, I just picked up another. So this is a 2003 Kohler Command 18 horse twin. So I got a 22 on the Charlie horse, and this is an 18 horse twin. I really like these Kohler Commands. I got another 18 sitting right over there. That needs a couple parts that I had to kind of steal to get the 22 running, but this is a full complete motor right here. This is going to go on the hydro. So I'm going to use, front wheels are the 1878 Sun Fs that I had on the Charlie horse. They're already 3/4 hubs in there, and they're already loaded with, I think, 2 gallons of fluid in each one. And then behind those, I'm going to put my my old set of Bear Claws. I know everybody hates them, don't care, it's what I got. So those are 25, I forget what they are. They're 25 something. 25, 10, 12s. I like them, they're not bad. And for what this thing's going to do and what it's going to be, they're going to be fine for now. So that's the plan. I should have, between everything here, my scrapyard up back, I've got fuel tanks, I've got everything. So I'm going to start building this thing. I just wanted to gather up some parts, get it in the garage, get the snow melted off them, and just really start tearing off the stuff I need to tear off. I got to pull that rear end off. I got to pull the side cover off because I got to lock it. It's not going to do any good not being locked. So that'll be probably one of the first things I do, is drop that rear end out of there, and pull that side cover off, get that hub off there, and then weld that trans so it's posi. And then we'll jam that back in there, and then once that's done, trans can go back on. I'll put a front axle on it so that I can slap some wheels on this thing and get it up off the ground, and then just start looking at putting everything together. There's going to be some fab, I can already tell that, with the steering tower and all that stuff, because yeah, there's just going to be some. I don't think it'll be bad, but we got the welder, we got all the abilities, and we're going to see how it goes. It's going to be I'm not going to rush into this thing like every time when I got to do the Charlie horse. That's sitting outside. I'm actually going to take it for a rip here in a minute. I'm not going to rush through this. I'm just going to pick away at this thing. The other reason I want to build this, tractor is to have kind of reliable, non-belt spare for when we go on rides. You know, we're not always going 100 miles an hour. I got a Michigan trip coming up. It would be no good for that because you can't get up to about 9, but I would take it anyway, just so you're not losing the weekend. So I'm going to build it for that reason, build it for a spare, kind of sitting around, non-belt, no belt issues. If a buddy or something wants to go riding, I'm not concerned with them getting hurt on a clutching situation on a hill. You know, those kind of things, rolling over backwards. It'll just be, you get panicky, you hit reverse. So that's what's going to be. So I'll keep recording, and I actually might do a time-lapse video of the whole thing at the very end. So I'm going to post videos of progress, and then I might do a time-lapse video like as a last one from like this, and I'm going to record everything so it looks like it just, you know, like Lego pieces goes together, but it'll probably be 3 months worth of work. So I think that'll be pretty cool. I got that idea from Josh Theory. He said he would really like to see something like that. So I don't know much about these hydros, so I'm sure some of my friends are going to be getting a lot of questions from me. So we'll figure it out. I mean, building that's not a big deal. It's more of the, I know you can't, I know you can't really speed these up too much. I know you can a hair, but you'll start cavitating the pump and then it's just blowing air and then burn the pump up. So we're not going to do that. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. So see you on the next one.